The Gran Turismo World Series is back for 2023 and is back in a very weird way. In this video, I'm going to let you know everything about the GT World Series in 2023 and how you can get involved and how you can make sure you're doing your best in the World Series, because you don't want to miss out. If you're watching and you have Gran Turismo, you want to be involved in this thing. Firstly, what is the Gran Turismo World Series? Well, the World Series is the premier online competition in Gran Turismo, and it's open to anyone who has Gran Turismo 7, whether you have it on PS4, whether you have it on PS5, whether you got a PSVR 2, doesn't matter. It's completely open and accessible, and that's why I personally love it so much. I mean, I've mixed and raced with finalists in the GT World Series. I raced last year so many times and battled with the ultimate winner of the GT World Series, Coque Lopez, was absolutely insane. You don't get that in any other sim, any other game. So how does it work exactly? Well, the World Series is actually two parts, two halves. One half is the Manufacturers' Cup and one half is the Nations' Cup. Now, the Nations' Cup, quite easy to understand how it works, or there's a little twist this year, which I'll get onto. But you basically drive for your country. So you go into the races, you can have the livery for your country, and you are competing for your nation. And at the end, the top drivers are going to go to a live event and they're going to compete for their nation in front of a massive broadcasted audience. Manufacturers' Cup, similar concept, but you're racing for your manufacturer. So you race for one manufacturer for the whole GT World Series. So you have to choose very, very, very carefully. By the way, if you want to choose the best manufacturer, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because we have so much information on that. We're doing lots of testing and in our Discord as well. Now, I mentioned the World Finals. We have the date for the World Finals, which is the 12th of December 2023, but we don't have the location. Will it be in London? Will it be in Sydney? Will it be in New York? Will it be in Monaco? Will it be at the Red Bull hangar? We've been to all of these places with Gran Turismo in the past, but we don't know yet. So keep tuned, because it could be coming to somewhere near you and you might want to get involved and have a watch. The other really weird thing with this World Series this year is the timings. It is so unbelievably intense with the timings. Basically, it's kicking off in 2 days. So I'm uploading this video today because it's kicking off immediately and it's going to be non-stop. I've never seen anything like this in Gran Turismo World Series ever. Ever, 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 ever. This is insane. If you're on holiday next week, you're screwed. You're done. So you need to be on this. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. On this channel, we're going to be letting you know the combinations, the track guides, everything. I'm going to be guiding it through, because I'm full-time right now for this bit. I happen to be full-time. So I'm going to be doing so much on this. We're going to be going through and letting you know what cars you should be choosing, any sort of tactics with the strategy, whatnot, so you're not left out in the cold. The other thing that's going to happen is going to be an online series on 6th of June, and then the Showdown in August. The Showdown is a sort of dry run almost for the World Finals, where they broadcast it as well. So that's going to be insane to see. And you can see here it says 36 competitors for 12 countries. This is the twist they're doing. So this year, in the finals and the Showdown, I believe, the nations are going to have 3 competitors. So rather than just having one person for your nation, which has been so controversial in the Olympic time trial, people like Baptiste Beauvoir missing out, people like Valerio Gallo missing out. I don't think Coque Lopez is there as well. But if there was a nations of top 3, these drivers would probably be there, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Now, the way this competition is going to run is you basically get split into your driver ranking that you have in Gran Turismo 7. So that driver ranking that you accumulate through daily races at the moment, because I'm not really doing anything else, but the daily races, that puts you in. So I'm an A+ driver, which is the highest rank in Gran Turismo 7. So I'll go into the highest slots. And that means I'll be able to race for the highest points, and who knows, whatever can happen. And as you go down, you'll race for progressively fewer points. But it means it's a good system, in my opinion, because it means you're always going to have close racing. This will be the closest racing you'll ever have on Gran Turismo 7. And just because you might be a B or a C ranked driver and you're not going to be racing for 300, 400 points, doesn't mean that you're not a part of this. You are going to be racing the exact same combinations as the very top people in the world. And I think that's what's so cool about the GT World Series. I absolutely love it for that. It's so inclusive. And it means that we really feel part of a Gran Turismo community, and again, you just don't get that in other sims, in my opinion. Now, I want to tell you about some of the weird stuff with the Gran Turismo World Series, stuff that you need to know about so you don't fall foul of it. The first thing is, to get to the live events, you need to be over 18 years of age. In fact, in a few countries, you need to be over 21, but basically over 18 years of age. Now, that doesn't stop you from entering, so you can have as much fun entering in all of the online rounds, but just bear in mind, to get through and be eligible for the live events, you need to be over 18. What that probably will mean in reality is that there'll be some people, probably some kids, who spend all day playing Gran Turismo who will qualify for the live events, will then be forbidden to go. So you have some people who didn't actually qualify who will get bumped up. The other thing to bear in mind, this is really unusual, is the Manufacturers' Championship has some official partners that are Toyota, Genesis and Mazda. So use that information as you want to. The Manufacturers' Championship, where you can drive for Ferrari and Mercedes and BMW and Renault and all these other competitors, has some official sponsors that are also competing. So performance-wise. Now there is something very interesting that I want to show you here. For people that use alt accounts and stuff like that, it's forbidden to use alt accounts in this championship. So I personally don't use alt accounts anyway for different reasons. I just like to race on my main account and that's it. But for anyone who's using alt accounts, just bear in mind, for this championship, the GT World Series, please don't use those alt accounts if you don't want to run the risk of being banned. You also obviously can't drive on someone else's account. I'm sure that happens all the time, by the way. And you can't intentionally support another player during a race where they are not part of the same team. That is such an interesting one, where they are not part of the same team. I'm guessing team means manufacturer and nation, because the top 3 drivers and nations go to a live event. So you can't support a player and you can't. That doesn't stop you from disrupting a player who's. Anyway, very, very interesting bit. That, let me know what you think about that in the comments. And you also can't do any glitching, and you can't be unsportsmanlike. I want to show you now the actual combinations. We're going to reveal the combinations that are coming up for the Nations Cup. This is it. These are all the races that will get you potentially to the live event, and this is a whole Nations Cup right here. And there are some crackers. You can see I'm in GT1, the highest league here. And look at these. We're starting off Group 3 at Spa. I'm going to show you in a little bit. This is an insane combination, what they're doing here. And then we're going to Group 2 at Fuji. That's a little bit like this, not too massively dissimilar to the Super Formula combination we had at Fuji in Daily Race B last week. So we've got some good knowledge there. Specified car at Deep Forest Raceway. We'll have to see what that specified car is. Obviously, the Olympic time trials at Deep Forest Raceway in the Toyota GR010. Are they going to do that as a sort of warm-up for the Olympics as well? We will see. Then we go to Largo Maggiore in Group 4. I think that's actually a very solid combination. Group 4 at Maggiore always leads to close racing. Then Group 1 into Lagos. This is where I raced. I think I raced and maybe beat Coque Lopez here, the Nations champion in Daily Race C. This is the Le Mans prototype cars at Interlagos. Very, very, very tricky on the power, especially in the middle sector there. That's going to be insane. And then for me, this is such a sentimental round. We got the Scirocco Group 4 at Dragon Turismo Season. I'm pretty sure that I won for manufacturers. I won my manufacturers round at Dragon Trail Seaside in my Scirocco in Gran Turismo Sport when I was doing a Manufacturers Cup there in FIA. So that's a nice one. And we're finishing off with Group 3 at Grand Valley Highway. But I want to show you, as an example, this Spa round, because it's just crazy. So you see, there's only going to be 3 slots. It is intense. I approve of the slots because if you're a working person, then we're more likely to be able to meet them after we finish with work and come home. And you can see here, wow, wow, wow. 24 laps at Spa in Group 3 cars. It says 60 minutes there, but I'm pretty sure this is going to take longer than 60 minutes in Group 3 cars. Honestly, I think this is going to be longer than that, but let me know what you think in the comments there. Remember, you've got to do qualifying and stuff like that as well. And then it's going to be racing hards and mediums required. So there's going to be some strategy and 2 times fuel. 2 times fuel, I think, will require a pit stop for fuel, and 6 times tyre wear. So the tyre wear is not inconsequential here. This is going to be a brutal race. Please don't run your force feedback on absolute maximum settings. Make sure you've got some fluids, make sure you've got some water, because this one is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. If you're a driver that's very smooth, you're very good on the tyres, but maybe you don't have the outright pace on a one-lap basis, this might really be the round for you. Could we see some dynamic weather? It's a long enough race that you would think they could do dynamic weather and still require you to do the racing cars and the mediums. We will see. I'm going to be doing lots of testing on here, so as I said, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you're in the Discord as well, discord.gg/Kireth, because we're going to be doing so many of these events and testing them and giving you the free tips so you can do the best you possibly can and have the most fun you can possibly can, because these are the most fun combos in Gran Turismo 7. So there we go. I think we've covered it, right? The Gran Turismo 7 World Series in 2023 is back, culminating in a live broadcast event somewhere on the globe. We will be there. I can't wait to see how we're all going to do. So many KCR drivers are going to be entering this. Good luck to all of you. And yes, I will see you. I'm going to practice now, so I'll see you in the next video, probably at Spa.